next I'm going to do is I'm going to use integrate the news API for listing the news in the sidebar of the home page here. So for that, I'm going to the news API website. I'm going to click on this first link. Then we will be redirected to the home page of the news API. So next I'm going to click on the login button in the navbar. Next, I'm going to log in. I have already created the account. Okay, so logged in successfully. After login, you can see that we will have a API key. We need to use this API key when we are using the URL. So I'm going to back to home. Here I am going to click on the Get Started button in the navbar. From here, we need to select the languages that we are using. So here I am going to select the JavaScript as the language. Then when we scroll down, you can see that this is the URL that we need to use in our project. So I'm going to copy that URL and I'm going to the project. And next I'm going to take the right bar component. Okay. So here we have already created a component called right bar. I'm going to use the URL in this component. So for that, I'm going to define a function get news, an arrow function. I'm going to use the fetch operation and I'm going to give the or paste the URL inside this fetch as like this way. Next, what I'm going to do is in this last section, I'm going to paste the API key available in the website. So I'm going to copy the API key from here and I'm going to paste it in the last section. Okay. Next, I'm going to remove this section of date. Then we will get the response. First of all, I'm going to convert that response into JSON format. After that, I'm going to log the response which is in the JSON format. Okay, so next I'm going to do is to call this getNews function inside the useEffect hook. So I'm going to use the useEffect hook as like this way, and I'm going to call the function getNews inside this useEffect as like this way. Now I'm going to our project and take the console. You can see that. So here you can see that there is showing 100 of results. So I'm going to list these news in the right bar section. So for that, first of all, I'm going to define a state. I'm giving it as news, set news. So next I'm going to pass the JSON dot articles into this set news. So now you can see that here it is the list is in articles. So I'm going to give as JSON dot articles. Okay, but when we look this news array, we can see that there is 100 of news are listed. But actually, we don't want hundreds of newses to list in this news section. So we only need 5 or 6 news to list in this news section. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to define another variable and I'm giving the name of the variable as news list. And I'm going to do is to use the slice method on this news state, that is news.slice, and I'm giving a 0 to 5. Next, when I console the news list, you can see that there is only 5 newses are listed. So we are going to list these 5 newses in this section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to map through this news list array, that is news list dot map, and I'm going to return the list as like this way. So here I am going to give as each news, and I'm going to list the title in the each news. So each news dot title. So now you can see that 5 newses are listed in this section. Okay, I'm going to give a margin top to this list as like this way. So now you can see that I'm going to give 6 here. Okay, so now this is the structure of the right sidebar. We have listed the newses. Okay,